This is the Nyxi Warrior Bluetooth controller for the Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Switch, Wii, and PC, and I want to thank Nyxi for sending this out for purposes of review. We're doing a quick unboxing, and then we're going to hop into game where I'm going to play 5 different games for you on the Nintendo Switch. We're going to take a look and see how this thing performs. Now, right off the bat, the look of this controller is a thing of absolute beauty. I love the layout. I love both the familiarity of the GameCube layout as well as being, you know what, kind of Pro Controller-ish as well. Like, it feels like a modern controller, but with the sensibilities of the GameCube. One of the cool things about it as well is it has these switches on the back that will allow you to toggle the shoulder buttons from digital to analog inputs, which I think is pretty great. Inside the package, you're going to get this GameCube dongle, so you can actually attach it to the GameCube or the Wii to play it wirelessly, which is really nice. And it's also going to come with customizable back buttons. So there is a plate on the back that is pretty easy to pop off, as you're going to see here. Initially, it comes with this one on here where you're actually able to program these buttons to perform different actions, but you can hot swap this one in so it's just a flat back so you don't have to worry about it, and you can see how quick it is to pop in and pop out. It's pretty great, but that's not where the customization stops, because there are also customizable options for your joysticks. So you can hop swap out the hexagonal ports that are around the sticks and the smaller C-stick and just put in the regular size joystick and a standard circle around the joystick itself. Now inside here are Hall effect sensors, which is really nice. So it's actually got a really smooth control layout. It's super easy to pop things in and out. You just put them in, push it down, and put your new collar on to make sure that your joysticks are going to be held in place where they need to be. Now, I will say, some of the games you're going to see, this isn't an ideal layout for certain gameplay types. Like, I was very excited to get this, and I was also very excited because I got the Capcom Fighting Collection in the same day. And I was all excited to hop into a fighting game and try them out. And that, you'll hear me say several times, this was not the ideal choice, and it really wasn't, because the layout for a GameCube controller is a little funky. As you can see, you do have that kind of kidney X and Y shaped buttons around the A and B, the enlarged A and the small B off to the side, which is, while one of my favorite controllers of all time, it does take a little bit of kind of re-education for yourself as you're playing to get back immediately into the GameCube layout. Now, I wanted to show this off here because we're going to show pairing, how quick and easy it is, as well as the actual configuration when you go in to test out your button inputs. Because I was curious to see how quickly responsive this thing was. You know, I have gotten some other controllers that were a little bit lazy, a little bit kind of sluggish in the way that they worked. And I am such a big fan of Nyxi. I knew that wasn't going to be the case here because, like I say later on in this video, I actually have used their Joy-Con attachments, and those work fantastically well, but I've never used one of their standalone controllers until today. And you can see exactly how responsive this is. Like, I am mashing these buttons to see how quickly these things are showing up, and it's great. And you can even see the D-pad inputs here as well. But what do you say? Let's hop into game now, and let's take a look at Capcom Fighting Collection 2. All right, we're going to hop into game now, and we're going to be using the Nyxi Warrior. And I can't think of a better way to give a controller a real test than by playing a fighting game. So we're going to hop into the brand new Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which I just got in the mail yesterday. I'm very excited to check this one out. None of these games are designed for a GameCube style layout, so this could be a bit of a challenge. I don't know that I've played a whole lot of Capcom styled fighting games on a GameCube controller, but we're going to, you know what, we're going to give it a shot. Let's just play a little Capcom versus SNK Millennium Fight Tooth. All right, so oh boy. The GameCube controller is not great for fighting games. Always SNK in my groove. All right, who do I want to use? Well, we got to start with Joe Higashi. We'll go with King. Sakura. And we'll do... we'll go Vice. All right. Fighting against my Shiranui of the Shiranui School and Ryu. All right. It controls great. It's just not an optimal layout for a fighting game. We're gonna finish the round out, and then we'll hop over to something else. This was a poor. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. It's a poor decision by me here. Okay, Ryu. Okay. All All right, not the best start for not for the controller. The controller's fine. Not a great start for yours truly, as this was clearly not the right game to go with. We're gonna close that out. All right, there she is. It's Samus, everybody. Such an iconic outfit, an iconic character, and just a fun. Yeah, like it's just one of those series where, as much as I initially did not enjoy Prime and I did not like the first Metroid, like pretty much everything else is one of those things where I just look at it and I go, this is Nintendo at their absolute best. Everyone always defaults to things like, and and rightfully so. It's one of those series. Sorry, I promise I'm here. It's one of those series where it's just a thing that it's kind of Nintendo at their best, right? Like it's so many people think of Mario and Mario adjacent stuff and Zelda, and rightfully so. Those are amazing series, some of the best series ever made. But for me, it's when Nintendo kind of steps out of their comfort zone and you get stuff like a Metroid or like a Star Tropics, where these are games that didn't have a huge backing behind them, or some frequently feel like they don't have a huge backing behind them. And I know a lot of people are going to laugh at me to say something like that, especially considering that Metroid is one of their signature IP series, and certainly not Star Tropics, but when I stop and look at the things that Nintendo does, they so frequently just kind of focus on stuff like Mario, like Zelda, like Mario Kart. This is a nice controller. One of the things I'm really excited about, though, with this is I'm looking forward to trying this on the Switch 2 when it releases, because it does have those back paddle buttons. Not something I typically use in games. It's just not... I don't know. It's just never been something I really care about. But I just think it's kind of cool that they're there. Like, it's nice to have them as an option. I kind of want to hop into something that I know is going to give the analog sticks a workout, because these feel really nice in hand, but I want to get them in game to see how they are. And we're going to start things off with We Love Katamari, or We Heart Katamari. I don't actually know which one it is. I'm going to go with Love, because We Heart Katamari just sounds dumb. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the king of all cosmos, your father, and a cosmic f***up. That's basically his whole MO. Oh, it's a coffee bean. I must not have saved, because that is not my first ever roll. Or I played under a different account. That's probably what it is. So far, so good. This feels really nice. Oh man, gyoza sounds good. Can you tell I'm playing this before lunch? So it's a game that it's, if it doesn't control well, if it doesn't feel right, you're going to notice. And mercifully, this one feels really good so far, which is a nice thing. Like, it's one of those franchises where controls are so imperative to your game's success. Like, my PS2 controller started to crap the bed when I was playing Katamari, and it was so noticeable that something was wrong. Because any kind of drift, any kind of just poor performance is going to make the game miserable to play. But I'm very pleased. Yep, and you can jump just by clicking the sticks. I'm very pleased so far with this. This feels fantastic. And, it's a fun game, man. Like, I love... Oh, what? Come here. We got a cousin. Ha-ha! Nice. I captured a cousin. One of the things that is a kind of a landmark in every Katamari game is that as you play, you need to roll up presents and cousins. It's just things to collect. It's at the end of the day, these are just collect-a-thon games. Like, that is the entire point of the game, is to collect things and roll them up and stick them to your Katamari as you play. It's just a bizarro way to do it. All right, what better way to test out the analog or digital buttons on this controller, which I love that it's adjustable on the fly, than a racing game. And one of my favorites on the Switch is Slipstream. I also love Horizon Chase Turbo, but I just talked about that in a video last week. So we're going to play a little bit of Slipstream here now. And yeah, we're going to go for a bit of a drive and see how it works. My car's cooler, though. Oh, this is super tight. This feels really nice. Especially in those kind of claustrophobic corners like that and those little alleyways that we're driving through with the shrubs on each side. It feels good to have a responsive controller going. Like, not that my Pro Controller isn't. My Pro Controller's fine, but it is definitely showing its age. I've had it since launch day. And to have something brand new with Hall Effect sticks, where it's just, you just kind of glide into where you're going, is a really nice feeling. Oh. Now we're going to rewind a bit here. As you see there, since I rewound and ran out of my rewind meter, I was not able to do so again when I crashed into the exact same spot as I did before. I will say that is something you'll find you do very regularly in this game, is you crash into the same thing. I haven't seen this one yet. Let's go to Akigiyama and see how that level is. Yeah, so like I was saying before, on those very claustrophobic turns like I had there, where I wrecked out, it's nice to have a responsive controller because I feel like I'm able to correct a little bit better. And like, you know, like I said, not that my Pro Controller's bad, but it's definitely showing its age. And it's something where, for one, I'm excited for the Switch 2 controller, the Switch 2 Pro Controller. I've got one of those pre-ordered. So happy to get one of those and give that a try, which we will be doing here in a couple of weeks when the Switch 2 launches. But yeah, it'll be nice to see what that one's capable of. Like, everything I've seen has said, for people that have actually had it hands-on and tried it out, oh, let's go to Edinburgh, have said it's a really remarkable controller for the Switch 2. That the sticks are fantastic, even though they're not Hall Effect, or at least they're not stated to be Hall Effect. I don't think Nintendo has confirmed that they're not. They might have, and if they have, I just didn't see it. But everyone I know who has played it hands-on and whose videos I've seen that have played it hands-on say it's an absolutely fantastic controller, and the stuff that it does exceeds what the original Switch 2 or what the original Switch Pro controller was able of doing. So that's pretty impressive. I'm excited to take it out for a spin. I just can't wait for that controller and that console to get here. And I'm curious about this controller as well, to see if I can pair it to the Switch 2 and see what functionality I'm going to be able to kind of bring forward with it, especially having those back buttons just kind of in place already. I think that's neat, and being able to have those there and remap to them will be pretty cool. We are officially in a race against time for my camera dying, and I know I'm being an idiot here and just trying to get as much done on one battery as I can, but I like to have fun, and this is how I'm entertaining myself today. All right, so we're going to hop into Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and since this is a GameCube-styled controller, why not play a GameCube-styled game? So we are going to give our fair shake to what is actually one of my favorite Mario games in Super Mario Sunshine. I know a lot of people hate it. I think a lot of people are dumb because I absolutely love this game. I thought the look of the game was fantastic. I thought the styling on the game was amazing. I really enjoyed the controls. And it's just one of those games that I like. I'm going to start from jump because it's been a long time since I've played it and I do not know where I'm at on it. So we're just going to start a brand new game and we will see how things look on Isla Delfino. And clearly I have not played this much because I just kind of tend to hop into my GameCube original. Down the road, we are going to test this controller out on the GameCube. But I'm going to do that in a separate video because this one's already getting kind of long. But yeah, we're going to give our fair shake with the Nyxi Warrior to actual GameCube discs and see how it performs. Oh, I jumped in. I still like the water in Mario Sunshine, man. I still think it looks good. Like I am always impressed by the water physics in something like Wave Race 64 and Wave Race Blue Storm. Do something. I think your friend is dumb. I don't need to help you. Alright, let's go get this. Let's meet Flood. Hi, Floody.
Yes, the power-up is complete. Glaven.
Yep. Egad is, I think, one of the biggest villains in Mario. Now, I have a whole theory about this, because anytime there's an issue, just magically, there's some kind of Egad tech there to fix it out. He's like the Lex Luthor of the Mario universe. I've thought about that ever since probably Luigi's Mansion 2, when I kind of realized, it's like, wait a second. Anytime there's something that goes on in any Mario game that he's involved, whether it's the Luigi's Mansion games, this one here where he's just peripherally involved with Flood here, or in the Paper Mario games where his stuff, or not Paper Mario, the Mario and Luigi games where his stuff takes part, or is a factor, is like, why does this man always have a solution to a problem that didn't exist till his crap showed up? I think he is a villain. This feels really good. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that they don't really make use of the analog stick on the Switch version of it, which kind of stinks, but it's still fun. I still love this game, man. Like, it's just one of those games that to me is kind of a signature Mario experience. And splat. Hooray! He has been defeated. And now I will be arrested. Also, I love Shine Sprites. I like Shine Sprites better than Stars. Like, I don't know, man. I think this game gets a bad rap. I think people hate on it for no reason. I don't know why. But I also don't love Galaxy. Like, I think Galaxy is good. I like Galaxy a hell of a lot more than I like Mario 64. I don't think Mario 64 is a good game. I think it's an important game. I don't necessarily think it's good. But I love Sunshine, and I think a lot of it has to do with the style. Like, I really like the presentation, I like the look, I like the sound, I like the gameplay. I just like it, and it plays really well with the Nyxi Warrior. All right, let's get back to the camera now. We're going to get back to the desk. I'm going to write my thoughts down, clean up a little bit, and we'll recap my thoughts on the Nyxi Warrior. Okay, final thoughts now on the Nyxi Warrior. Now, I'm a big fan of Nyxi. I have their Joy-Con connectors that look like GameCube controllers, and I think they're fantastic. Some of my favorite Joy-Con connectors out there. And I won't lie to you, despite the fact that I love that, I was a little skeptical about this controller. And while I haven't put it through its entire paces yet, I still do need to test out PC, Wii, GameCube. For a Switch controller, this thing is pretty choice. I did really like it in Metroid Prime. I loved it in Mario Sunshine. It is not an ideal controller for fighting games, as I showed with the Capcom Fighting Collection, but I think for other game options and other gameplay methodologies, you're going to have a good time. I am very curious to see how this performs when the Switch 2 launches, so I can actually try it out using the online GameCube library. Do you have the Nyxi Warrior? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like Nyxi controllers? Have you used any in the past? I want to thank them for sending this for purposes of review. They didn't approve anything on this video. They said, hey, we're going to send this to you. We want you to do a review. Put a video out on it. So I did. Check links in the description below if you're interested in picking one up. Let me know if you've used one before. If this is your first time here, check out the link on screen to see some more controller reviews that I've done in the past. And until next time, remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.